feel it, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. Before I second, make you feel like this. Make me feel like this. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. Before I second, make me feel like this. Make me feel like this. I'm on my last straw. I'm broken and I'm woken up. I'm done feeling your lies. I've had enough. I can't run your place in this faulty game. And all the words you speak mean nothing more to me. 'Cause I'd start over now. Rewind. And I won't let you go. I need you by my side.
Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. 'cause you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown, but we both know how to swim. No worries, let's flow for now. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. I drag you out your mind, and there are days I hate you, but baby, you're still mine. And we have the best times, no matter what we do. And even when we don't, there's nobody I'd rather choose. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me.
Well, hello everyone. How are you doing this late night? You get a late night special with us too. You get a late night special with Pearl, Remy Pearl, and Justin. We don't normally do late nights. It's usually past our bedtime, but it's the weekend and it's almost Thanksgiving, and we got things to get done, right? We got to talk about Sebastian. Pearl, we are going to find Sebastian, aren't we? Tell him we are going to find Sebastian. Sebastian is coming home. Tell him. Soon. We are going to have a Christmas miracle, aren't we? We're going to have a Christmas miracle. And we pray together every night for that, don't we? We pray for Sebastian every night. We sure do. So make sure you Make sure you tell him. All right. She just woke up. She just woke up. All right, everyone. So good to see you all, my little late night pearls. Good to see you all. Thank you all so much for joining me. I'm going to tell you that I am not going to be able to get all of this done in one live. You'll see me a lot tomorrow, Lord willing. So we're going to do half tonight, half tomorrow. Why do you have brain damage? What do you mean you have brain damage? You're okay? You okay? Um, yes, it's late, girlfriend. Oh, there's my Mally cat. Thank you, Lovey. You're just sweet. Thank you. I appreciate your support. Sebastian Rogers will be brought home to him soon in my daily prayer. Thank you for that, Mally cat. Really do appreciate it. And I know Seth appreciates it as well. We are all agreeing in that. We are all agreeing in that. I got to say that the chat was really, really good overall. I mean, just a few we had to block, but really, really appreciated that. It was really good. It was really good. Seth is strong, but I felt his suffering time. 9 months. 9 months. Oh. You missed the date. Just for Mr. and Mrs. E. There we go. Say hi. Pearl. Look. Say hi. I can tell she's growing. When I see her in camera, I can tell her she's growing. Not the glasses. I got to wear my contacts, y'all, pretty soon. Say hi. She loves to give me kisses. She loves to give me kisses. Yeah, my hair's getting a little long too. There we go. Oh, you guys. Yeah, my girl. That's my monkey sleuth. And I'm getting skinny. Hey, Norma, how you doing? Thank you. I'm trying, girl. If you seen me before Lyme's disease, you would have said, Justin, you need to gain weight. You see me after Lyme's, and now I am still big, but I'm finally healthier. And you think so, Mohawk? Has she? And now I'm getting skinnier, but I'm not going to be, I don't think I'm ever going to be 129 pounds again. I'm older. I'm just older. And that's what happens when you get old. You just kind of fill out a little bit, but I'm trying. I'm really trying. So thank you for noticing. I appreciate it. Thank you. Enjoy. That is so cute. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate that. Enjoy very much. I mean, when it was hell getting diagnosed. But thank God I was on steroids forever, ever, and that made me not only gain weight, but it makes you bloated weight, like water weight. And I had that steroid face. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's kind of your face is really rounded and stuff. And I'm just happy that I'm not where I was. I can stand up now and not feel like the room is being pulled out underneath of me. Hip replacement and your skin is dried out. What can I do? I'm still on meds. Get Aveeno or get any almond oil, avocado oil, coconut oil. Grease you down really good twice a day. Be more lubed up than, I don't know, just be really lubed up all over, head to toe. Slather yourself in it. There you go. That's what you do. That's what you do to prevent age. Listen, you need an oil change. I need an oil change every day, head to toe, Mr. Sisters. And just don't use baby oil. Sick fuck. He's sick. Thank you so much, R. Taylor, my dear. Appreciate you so very much as well. Seth, God has you, and we have you, Sebastian Rogers. We, as a world, are going to bring you home. There was almost 5,000 people in that chat supporting. So, I mean, it was amazing. It really was amazing. And yeah, olive oil. Get you use organic virgin olive oil, extra virgin if you can, you find it. Sam's Club, you can get a big old thing of extra virgin olive oil. So thank you so much, R. Taylor. Really do appreciate that, my dear. Thank you, Blue Eyes. Good to see. How are you doing, Blue Eyes? You've been through a lot. Praying for you, my dear. Hope you're okay. It was a very good live, Carmelita. It was a very good live. Yes, I've been on them, Justin. I have a hip replacement. The surgeon said my hip bone is gone from all the steroids. Yeah, the steroids, it takes a lot out of you. It does. Yeah, he's already hit 11,000 views. I bet. I bet. Of course, you know, I'm really glad that Seth got to see the support. Because I know there are times in all of our lives where, you know, we feel like the world is against us. Not it's there's sometimes that, but sometimes it feels like there's more people. I felt like this in this case. Sometimes I'm like, what what like do people not see, or do they just not care? I mean, are they that easy to flip because a creator may not, you know, like something someone said? Is that how easy it is for some people to flip? I don't get it. Are you creeping, Mr. Sister? Mm-mm. Um, yeah, she creeping. She creeping. Um, I can't imagine Seth's pain, the pain of having a child with someone who give Rach, well said, well said. Imagine. I mean, we can't really imagine, but as parents, your great, it's like your greatest fear, because you should love no one more than your kids, not even close. You love your mom, your dad to the end of the earth. You love your husband, your wife, most of the time to the end of the earth. And you love your family to the end of the earth. But your kid or your kids it's different. It's different. At least it should be. And there are people who find error in their ways, who think that some man or some woman is going to love them, and they do it without their child. I don't understand it. Because, I mean, let's think about it. Edgar, he's on his fifth marriage. Statistically, no judgment here, but I'm just telling you the facts. If you've been married more than 3 times, kumbaya, I'm happy for you. But statistically, after your third marriage, the divorce rate is already at 70 or 75%. Jen can't sleep, so here she is. Yes. Yes, Denise. Yep, we sure do. Yep. I couldn't love someone who couldn't love my child. Fuck no, Whistle. Mm-mm. I wouldn't love someone. Couldn't, wouldn't, and shouldn't. Never. Never. And I check on Life 360 all the time to make sure they're safe. Parenting is for life. Sonia, you are so right. You are so right. I mean, you just never stop worrying being a parent, ever. When you have nothing to worry about, you worry because there's always something. But imagine Seth getting a call while being dead ass tired after 12-hour shift, dealing with, men child criminals. That's got to be exhausting in itself. Getting a call that your child, please don't get mad. Please don't get mad, but Sebastian's missing. Mother trucker? What? What? Don't get mad? That's an odd thing to say in itself. Don't be mad is whenever you did something. Hey, Tony, did a great job tonight, buddy. It was a great show. I'm glad things were clarified. I'm glad Seth got to say his piece. I know he's got a lot more to say. We'll be there to support that as well. I was just telling them chat was amazing tonight. Very, very few, people, not, trolls. It was a great show. It really was. And after 9 months, this has been built up, they tried to say. Tugs, it's interesting how, and we're going to get to that. Oh, let me finish my last point. Don't be mad. And Seth gets over there. Imagine going to your ex's house, your child is missing. When you walk in the door, the first thing you see is your child's shoes. That had to be, what the fuck? Pardon my French. That's what it had to be. Two pairs of tennis shoes and a pair of boots. And I bet you the bottom of KK's Tupperware fell to the ground. Betcha it did as well. In my opinion, for different reasons. As it should. There's more questions I want to ask Seth, and I'm sure he'll answer. I want to know, did they look tired? Did they, Katie's showing a picture about Saturday? To me, putting up a phone to someone saying he was having a good time, that shows me you're trying to prove something. That shows me you're trying to prove something. What was KP wearing? Something just dawned on me when CP called Seth and said, "Don't be mad, Sebastian is missing." CP doesn't say, "I'm on my way home. I'll be there soon." CP went on into work. Babs, one of my hypotheses is, which I want to make sure this is very clear, is not a fact. No one is accusing anyone. We are simply asking questions that the stepfather and the mother don't owe us. They've not been named as suspects. They've not been named as persons of interest. But why wouldn't you want to clarify? But one of my things is, one of my hypotheses, Babs, chat, is, was that call made, that 911 call made as soon as he could have allegedly, potentially been driving into Nashville from Hendersonville. Did that 911 call, the non-911 call, did that emergency call, it's interesting how the call happened at around 6:36. It's very interesting how it happened at 6:36, which is how many hours does it take? 3 hours and 36 minutes? 3 o'clock, add 3 o'clock in the morning, add 3 hours and 36 minutes. That would be 6 o'clock, 6:36. 6:36. Mm, it's about right, isn't it? Mm-hmm. 3 hours and 37 minutes, door to door, mother chicken. You see, if somebody else can think of how to commit a crime, no matter what the crime is, no matter what the crime is, we can think how to solve it. Right on time. Right on time. $3 call. I was thinking 3 hour call. No, no, no. Yeah, you're thinking. I'm talking about 3 a.m. in the morning. Correct, Mohawk. Give or take, but it lines up pretty good. That's my one of my hypotheses, but it lines up pretty good. And it's just 15 minutes from his camper. You okay? Mamacita? So, did Seth ask CP if they called for help yet? Did Seth call 911 himself to report the call he got? Well, I don't know if he called. I don't know. I mean, he's at the jail. He's at the, he's right there. So I don't, he's running. I would assume that since he got the text and then he called back, that he would have known that they would have called emergency service, and they had an emergency was there by the time they got there. Another question that I have, let me find it. It's interesting how Edgar was able to hear the phone ring. Someone messaged me this earlier. I think it was Cassie. When Seth called him while he was working the crane, right? Working the crane. I want to ask Seth, did he hear walkie-talkies going off? Did he hear, heavy machinery? Edgar told Seth police were already at the house when he talked to him. They did not arrive till 7:03. Yeah. Yep. Pretty interesting stuff, isn't it, y'all? In my opinion, I don't know how someone could not know more. I don't know how. You heard in the last live, if you was here, Edgar said with his own lips twice on Nancy Grace that he was home between the 1st of February up until the 26th, the morning Sebastian went missing. Said it twice. His words, not mine, his words. I know of 3. I know of 3 cameras that they have something. What is on there, I have no idea. But I do know that there is 3 cameras that are highly interesting. This is a law enforcement agency who has absolutely zero control over the situation. It's amazing. Some people might think I'm crazy, but I believe they went in that neighborhood. Wow, nice neighborhood. $500,000 homes. House clean, immaculate, hardworking couple. Chris and Katie, they're a hardworking couple. Yes, girl mom. Probably August, somewhere around August. Total jerk. And oh, he's got autism. This is a child that just walked out. Nothing to see here. And they took their word. They took their word. But when they didn't find Sebastian, because Ken from the emergency management said, we're used to producing. And I agree with that. I think they are used to producing. They found the other child within an hour. Yeah, I don't have my lights plugged in back there. But Why didn't they find Sebastian? Why not find Sebastian? Oh, that's right, because there's not a scent of him walking anywhere. So how'd he get out? How did he get out? I still have wondered why this, where they were talking about lights on the house and stuff. Katie was whispering to Chris, I didn't turn those lights on. You mean on Nancy Grace? When she says there's no lights on, and then Edgar says, the lights in the garage, those are on. And he says, Katie goes, oh, yeah, those are on. It was twisted. You're right. It was. They completely screwed up in the beginning. I think they had really big errors. Floodlights are always on. How can some of the floodlights be on whenever there was lights taken out? That's weird, isn't it? I've never seen a burnout light bulb. But who am I? Who am I? And it was done on that garage, yeah. It's your birthday, Fine Summer? Is it your birthday? Yeah. This child, there's nothing to suggest he walked off at all. Show me one thing. One thing. And the fact that he is gone does not mean he walked off. That only means he's not there. How someone disappears does not mean they walked off. There's many ways you can disappear. Oh, well, nobody disappears. Let's just get that straight. Happy birthday, Summer. I will sing to you. Don't parents have recourse if the police had made mistakes and not found? It depends. It depends. I do believe the CPS will be eventually held accountable. I do believe that. I do believe that. There is too many holes of Jean Benet case when they trampled everything. Yeah. Sheriff told Chloe Sebastian was not seen leaving the house. I mean, it says it in the news that there's nothing. Thank you, Live Thankful. There is nothing of anything of Sebastian. I don't believe he went missing after midnight. It's possible it could have been 3 a.m. But between 7 and midnight is interesting. Well, I believe Edgar was home that weekend. At some point, he was. He won't talk about the weekend. Hey, Mom, and it up. Good to see you. He won't talk about the weekend. Why law enforcement wants footage. Oh, that's another thing we can't talk about. Wow, could it be because they're looking for moi? Won't talk about after the 5th, up until the morning Sebastian went missing. But you'll talk about up until the 5th, and you was home many days in January. Like I said, Seth, or not Seth, well, yeah, Seth can say where he was all month. Katie can say where she was all month. Sebastian could say where he was all month, but you can't. That's ironic, isn't it? Why is it just him who can't say that? Why would it just be a man out of town who says, I can't tell you where I was only from the 5th up until the 26th? But 2 times he will say that he was home, but he just can't tell you the dates. Katie can tell you. Sebastian could tell you where he was. Seth can tell you where he was. But only one mother chicken can't. Pretty interesting, isn't it? Especially if you are at work most of the time, 3 hours and 37 minutes away, door to door. Why would you not be able to say where you were if you have nothing to do with it? Question. You have nothing to do with it? Why can't you say? Hey, fatal paper cut. In my opinion, that all had to do with the custody case with Nina that was upcoming at the time. CP back then was not answering anything that alluded to the CPS report in any way. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You better charge it, Little Red. I'm going to give you a late slip. You've got to charge it. Charge it, darling. Charge it. Um, he knew odd things about his schedule. With certain lines. Yeah. I mean, I don't know anybody who is in a fucking crane at 6:03 in the morning, 3 minutes after KK goes into his room to wake him up for school, and he's getting all these orders, his ass up in the air, trying to listen in this ear to his boss, but he's also trying to do this. And he's like, did you look here? Did you look here? And then he says, stop. Wait a minute. Instantly goes and calls the non-emergency number. Goes and calls a non-emergency number. It's not like it was, it's not like, a child was missing or anything. Hello, Lucy J. Part of the reason he flipped shit on PIs for leaking the one report. He almost got to the court date with no mention of CPS report. That I checked the daylight. February. Let me check. $6:21. 6:21 was sunrise. He climbed his foot up all the way up there. $15 minutes to get there from where his camper is. So he had to leave at 5:45. If he was there wait. No, wait a minute. It's going to take him 15 minutes to climb up those damn things, right? And if he's already getting orders at 6:03, he's had to be up there for at least 15 minutes. Easy. So 5:45, if he got the call at 6:03 and he was getting orders, takes him 10 minutes or so, we'll say 15 minutes, to climb up there. 5:30, 15 minutes to drive there. 5:15. And if he wakes up, gets dressed, brushes his teeth, gets coffee, gets the sleep out of his eye, or takes a shower, whatever, 30 minutes. So he had to leave at 4:45 to get there, to get up, get ready, do whatever he does, drive there, get in the gates and all that, 15 minutes to climb up there, probably 10 minutes. Right? All of that. 15 minutes to to be getting the orders and getting his machine on and all that stuff. 4:45. Now think about that. If he didn't go to sleep till midnight, you didn't go to sleep till midnight? You didn't go to bed till midnight. You probably did not get to sleep till 12:30. He got about 3.5, 4 hours of sleep. Right. Very good point, Janine. CP only needs 4 hours of sleep before operating a crane, but needs a full night's sleep while retrieving a damn camper that was it really needed to go get there within, I don't know, less than 50 hours of your 15-year-old stepson going missing, leaving your wife? I'll wait. Do I have a crickets button here? Do I have a cricket button? I need crickets. Mm. Don't think I got the cricket button, but you get what I mean. Very, very good point. Very, very good point. Survey says you are right, Janine. The trip by himself in the camper that he says we went down there. He says it 5 times. Thank you, Mohawk. He says it 5 times. We went down there. We did this. We did that. On our way, we did this. We did that. And then he says, oh, not we. KK didn't go with me. I went by myself. I don't think KK went with you. I really don't. I believe him on that. I don't think KK went with him. But I do think somebody did. Can y'all imagine if Seth said he needed to go get a camper in Memphis? Oh my God. Lord. He can't even go to a damn parking garage in a jail. And which he didn't, but they said he was out there sleeping in the damn parking garage. How the hell would they know? It's the stupidest shit I've ever seen. Yes, same. Edgar is Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus. That's who Edgar is. All right. Shall we get started? Who is Lori? Lori is KK's BFF. Zelda, look at you coming in hot, honey. Look at that. 9 months. She's rocking it out. Thank you so much, Zelda. Really do appreciate your support. Really do. Thank you every single month for your support. It really means a lot. Are they still BFFs? Absolutely. Absolutely. Is KK whiter than Casper? Absolutely. All right, let's go. Oh, wait 1 second. I need to fast forward through this. We're going to get to the questions right here. This season, there's love you too, darling. This isn't even a warning on the box other than there isn't even a warning on the box other than addictive vapes, if that helps. What's that, Whitney? Justin Reed, cognizant crime. Oh, is cognizance in here? Where's my little cognizance at? Where's my Nick just posted a very serious myth. Yeah. Yeah. You got to have permission to play it. I got the permission. Vapes cause popcorn lung. I probably have a lot of popcorn then. I'm trying to quit. You are typing in. Okay, here we go. Let's get started.
Appreciate, first off, Josh, we appreciate you
Let's get to the
This stays
questions.
alone. And this is prayer for missing children.
The prayer was beautiful.
Brother, you don't need an invitation. Feel free to jump in.
Prayer for the next day, because most of us are coming back to work the next day. And, you know, down there just shooting the shit, you know, not a care. Like, it's my day off, you know, I'm off now, you know. So there was no rush for me to get to my vehicle because nobody let me know anything while I was at work. And I spoke to other officers, and then I was like, hey, you know, y'all have a good one. I'll see you, you know, the next.
So I believe Seth said that Lori was in there the day after Sebastian went missing, allegedly. I'm pretty sure.
Next day we worked, and I got in my truck about 7:20, and I saw that I had a missed phone call and a text message from Christopher Proudfoot saying, and you know, 911. And that's when I turned around and I called, and that's when I found out my son was missing.
So what was that conversation like when you finally got him on the phone? And do you happen to remember what time the text was versus the missed call? I mean, was that right at 6 o'clock? Was it at 7 something?
6:22.
Okay, so they went through the business of Katie calls Chris calls the sheriff, and then when all those calls were made, then they reach out to you for the first time.
The text was at 6:22. From my understanding, they called the sheriff's office at like 6:33. So,
Seth, what was the first thing that Chris said to you on the phone? What was the very first thing he said?
don't be mad.
And at any point, did he ask you if you had seen Sebastian or
No.
heard from Sebastian?
He never asked me that sort of stuff. They knew I was at work, and they didn't bother to call my work. I was pretty much an
You
asset.
say they knew you were at work. Is that what you just said?
Yeah, they knew I was at work.
And I'm assuming that Josh or I or anybody else that really wanted to get an urgent message to you could call Sumner County Sheriff's Office and say, we have.
County.
Okay.
They live in Sumner. I work in Davidson County.
Yeah, I mean, they could have called and said in Davidson County and said, hey, we got an urgent message for Mr. Rogers, right?
Yeah.
Had you ever gotten messages like that before, or ever gotten somebody called up there trying to get a hold of you, or no?
No, I haven't. There's never been any emergencies or anything. I've gone as far as on my refrigerator, and I had given Katie a copy of it, but I have a whole list of the number to call and then the extensions for every pod, including at that point in time would have been my lieutenant's office as well. I mean, there's every extension to get into dispatch, to get into the lieutenant's office, the sergeant's office. Every pod, there's an extension that you would have been able to, you know, to get to.
So they really didn't even need to look for that. You gave it to her.
Yeah. Chris said afterwards that they didn't have it. So.
Okay, so you get
They trash his house. I mean, I understand. Like, I understand them looking at the mattresses and stuff, but I also this makes me question this, right? Because they're saying that they believe he's a runaway. But they're also checking the bedrooms and stuff. At mom's, at dad's. And if that is true, it obviously is true, not if, then why in the hell did they not clear everybody out of that house? You just letting people go in, letting grandma go in, step grandma, if you call her that. So what the hell? Why in the hell would you allow? And to be honest with you, Seth hadn't seen Sebastian for a couple weeks. No idea who anyone is at the time. Do they deal with like anything? Guys, give it up for Josh. Him, Tony, and Seth did amazing. Oh, is that better? Sorry, I had my microphone up. I was probably blasting y'all's ear out the last live and half of this one. Sorry. God, I wish somebody would have said something sooner. It's probably I've been screaming in your ear. So sorry. My volume's low? It shouldn't be low. Let me look at my volume should not be low. No, it shouldn't be low. Talk about destroy. Okay. So it doesn't make sense. If you think thank you, Sonia. It's fine. Okay. Thank you, SL. I just found out today that we were doing this. Anything to help. I was honored. Thanks, guys. Great job. It does. It does. It just makes them look, in my opinion, incompetent. Like you're looking under beds and everything else. But the whole like families walking in. Families walking in. They did same different they did, I mean, in Hawkins County, they didn't do anything until the next day. Hey Seth, I don't have a microphone. I have a webcam with a mic on it. The thing is like 10 it sounds fine. Yours sounds fine. They were talking about mine. They weren't talking about yours. But in Summer Wells' case, they let the family spend the night in the house. Mom, dad, kids, and didn't do it until the next day, y'all. The next day.
Get the call. He says, "Don't be mad."
Don't be mad.
You know, what was your response to that?
Kiss my
Dude, don't be mad, but Sebastian's missing and the cops are at our house. Like,
Is that one of those? Is that one of those things when you know you hear that Sebastian's missing? You go, well, you know, he's got to be around there somewhere. They're going to find him, you know, in 20, 30 minutes or something. Was that the feeling, or was it? Did, I mean, was it more grim than that?
him telling me that my son was missing. My son has never been an eloper. He's never been one to go missing. Never
Hey,
have
Seth.
I ever had the phone.
Seth, are you still here? Seth, got a question. You or not, you haven't said this. Can you, Mr. Bigfoot said he got home that day around 1:00. Can you confirm or deny that was around the time he got home, in your opinion,
Phone call ever that my son was
or
missing.
what you recall?
So was it? I think what Josh was asking is, was it? You know, like, we'll figure out where he's at, or was it that pit in your stomach that every parent has had when their child's missing for 5 or 10 minutes and they can't find him?
I've never had. I've always known where Sebastian is. I've always known who he's with or where he's at. I mean, 7:00 rolls around. I know that he's getting on the bus or getting ready to. The school's picking him up. He's going to be at school. If it's on the weekends, I know he's with his mom.
I'm going to
And
text him.
it's never been one of those things on
I'm going to
I'm
text
not
him.
knowing where he's at.
Right.
So me getting this call, and it was just like, I got to get over there. That was my only thought process was to get to their house.
So how long was that conversation?
Seth, to the office, please. You're being paged. Seth, to the office, please. You're being paged. Fine, I'll text you then.
Between you and Chris?
Probably less than
between
50 seconds.
and then you said, I'm on my way.
Yeah, I was already in my truck, started it. As soon as that I heard that shit, I was backing out of the thing and heading towards the entrance for the garage so I can get out.
So what does that look like then? You leave Davidson County, and where do you go then, and what do you do?
It took me like an hour to get there.
Straight there.
Straight there. I mean, it was just pedal to the metal and go.
I just
Boarding
messaged him.
traffic.
I want to
going
know that.
straight over there. You know, I didn't get pulled over. I didn't see any cops or anything, and I didn't give a shit.
Were you continuously checking your phone just in case something?
No, I have a
No.
Bluetooth set up in my truck, so if it rang, it would automatically answer. If I get a text message, it notifies me, and I'll read the text message out loud.
And no phone call on the way there.
No, they didn't. They didn't.
So the one thing I'm not hearing through this is obviously you didn't have
Well,
Sebastian with Chris.
I don't know, Brandy, because just because publicly there's no suspects. Publicly. But just because it's publicly doesn't mean they're not listening, doesn't mean they're not watching. Remember, police can lie to you, but you can't lie to them. Remember that. Just an FYI. They can lie to you to the public. They will lie during interrogations. And that's why you say, attorney. You say one thing. Attorney. Little sugar mama. You can't bug a house though, can you? Yeah. Oh, absolutely you can. Bug a house, bug a phone, bug a friend. You can bug a anything. Bugga, bugga, bugga.
Chris, you had him with Kate.
They will track you, yes, with the warrant. Absolutely. You got to have a warrant. You got to have a warrant, yes. But, I mean, they had a probable cause to get in the landfill that many days in, right? Bug an RV. Yes. Absolutely. Now, remember, I don't know if you guys remember this, but do you remember seeing the portable cameras that the police put in the neighborhood after Sebastian went missing? That's right, hindsight. They put these cameras in. Yep. Yep. Of course, you got to, you got to have reasonable, articulable suspicion. You've got to have reasons why, right? Like, for instance, if we believe such and such are involved, here, judge, is what we can show you why we think we need said warrant to bug the home, bug the phones, right? Said person is lying to us. They're saying that they was here at this time. We know they weren't. Right. They have to show. You can only listen for so long. Yeah, that's true. But Josh, you know, and I know, sometimes they listen for a long time. Long time. They can do anything they want to. If they had warrants, they had actually 2 warrants. Damn, by the way, I need to talk to Seth about those because he might be able to actually get his hands on those. I need to help him out with that. Just those 2. Tennessee knows we are a one-party state, so you can. Oh. Law enforcement would not pull the highway cameras? Oh, I think they've absolutely pulled the highway cameras. I think they've pulled the highways and the byways, Mr. Sisters. Absolutely. Hmm. Yeah. The good thing is those are literally the highway cameras. They are literally recorded forever. Chris and the Cold Case Foundation. No, Canadian Mama Bear. With the Cold Case Foundation, it has to be, you have to be invited in. Yeah. Now, I've looked at the highway cameras. I've I tried to get footage, but it's so expensive for just little folks like me. It's like $200 for, or it's ridiculous amount for 1 hour for one camera, and you don't even know. Yes, you have to be invited by law enforcement, but you don't even know, exactly what time we're looking for. I mean, if I won the lottery, or had bukus of money, I would just say, hell with it. I'll buy 12-hour period, you know, one camera here, one camera there. It'd be thousands and thousands of dollars, but they have much more than we know. Oh, absolutely hindsight. There's not a doubt in my mind they have a lot more. But I believe that they don't have enough to feel confident yet for arrest. Why does Seth need a fixer? Nick's a fixer. Who said Seth needs a fixer? The only fixer Seth has is Jesus Christ. That is the only fixer we have. That's it. That's who we rely on.
Katie. So there was no conversation with Katie before you got to the house.
None at all.
Okay, so go ahead.
So I get there when I pull in, I literally go all the way up and turn around and come back because there was no parking in front of that house. There were police cruisers, SUVs. There was the truck that had the drones. They were already had drones out flying, looking, and there was the vehicle with the dogs. They were already there when I got there. I
Aloha.
pulled in. I took a moment to look and see who all was there. That's how I know, you know. And then I proceeded to watch what they were doing for about 5 or 10 minutes. Was watching.
No. 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 They you have to be invited by law enforcement. And I do believe they have to, at least one of the parents, have to be clear.
The sheriffs and
But
everybody go
nobody's
in
been
and
clear.
out of the house. It kind of surprised me that
In my opinion, this is my opinion. Google Nick. I have him on speed dial. Why do I need to Google him? Um. Anyway, what was I saying? What was I talking about? Yeah, if Nix is a fixer, God, I pray that he helps fix and find Sebastian. Lord, I pray. I knew Nick. I've what was the saying? Does anyone remember what I was saying? Hey Dumpling. I forgot what I was
That
saying.
they didn't have the house on lockdown.
Bushi, no.
Child's
You listen. You are staying here. You are not going to sleep, young lady. It is only 1:36 in the morning. Do I need to put you in the office? It's the weekend, girlfriend. You cannot go to sleep yet. She doesn't exit it out. She's like, screw you. Oh, in my opinion, I believe, oh, you like me for my monkey, but you don't like me for my Nikki. I believe Seth would have been cleared a long time ago had it not been for the public would go mad whenever they don't have everything that they need, in my opinion.
missing. You would think that they would have cordoned off the area, not have people walking through the yard, walking everywhere, destroying any type of evidence or covering up any type of smell or anything else. I mean, we got drones and we got dogs, but you also got officers just walking everywhere, willy nilly, not paying attention. I saw some of them that were going around the windows on the outside. There was some in the back of the house where the backyard, walking around the fenced in area.
Were you able to walk right into the home?
Yeah,
Google it, y'all.
Nobody questioned you?
no,
Nobody asked who you were?
no,
You walked past police officers?
yes.
Oh, okay.
Wow. So
Marie.
when you walk in, you said you left work at what time?
7:22.
So
What was it? Boo sheet. Every 10 minutes, I'm going to make sure you're in here. I'm going to say, boo sheet, roll call. You better not be asleep. I'm just kidding. Go to bed, honey, if you need to go to bed. I understand. I understand. Boo sheet's leaving me. Anyone could walk in. Yeah, it sounds like just open doors. Shit, might as well had a saloon door in there in the P-foot home. Yeah, Gatlin's cute. Gatlin is really cute.
about an hour. So let's just say you arrive at 8:30 or so, correct?
Yeah,
Who's there that you recognize outside of law enforcement?
Sarah. Sorry, Katie was there. Katie was there. trying to remember. It's just as soon as I walked in,
Let's
like
talk about
I
this.
remember walking up to the stairs, nobody saying anything. I opened the door, I walked in. The first thing I looked down
We'll have a
at
baby
the
together.
left, and
I'm down.
there was Sebastian's shoes. There was his old pair of tennis shoes, his new pair of tennis shoes that he just got, and the boots that I had just bought him. And it's like, well, all of his shoes are here.
That had to be so fucking scary. Had to be so scary for Seth. And seeing his shoes there, that had to be confusing. I can't imagine. I really cannot imagine that. Let me tell you something. In Seth's chat earlier, my chat kept freezing, and there was literally almost 5,000 people in there talking about modding and chat freezing. What a pain in the ass. Just a mom. I wouldn't believe anything about that if I were you. Mm-mm. Nope. Katie once said in a live that his foot grew like 2 sizes or like 3, 4 I don't know. It was a ridiculous amount of sizes in a month. I'm like, how would your foot grow that fast if you're in a 10 or whatever size you are, and you go to a 12 or a 13? Like, your shoe's going to get tight. He wears a 14. He wishes.
You asked him. Remember off the top of my head, I think it's a Sebastian got in trouble. He got caught lying.
It's a 27.
And I asked him. I said, "Hey, you got to have a punishment for this." And drive a diesel truck, Chevrolet.
2070 year.
I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it's a 2021. I think.
So you're.
I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it's a 2021. I think.
He probably wears a 5.5 kids with a mullet. He's a mullet banger. Mullet banger. Has KK ever spoken on shoes in depth? She just said she went and bought him shoes that he grew an inspirational amount in a few weeks. No, what size was it that Edgar said he wore? Size 14? Yeah. I mean, I wear an 11.5 or 12, and I look like a fucking penguin. So if he wears a 14, he looks like he's got skis on. Okay. So save it, Edgar. Save it.
You're just, and I walk in, and Katie's right there, in my face. Like as soon as you walk in to the hallway, you walk through the door, and then there's the dining room table is here, and then there's the carpet in the living room, and there's like a divider wall right here corner. And I walked around, and she was shoving her phone in my face, showing me the picture that is on
5'9".
the Amber Alert. And she was like, "Look, he was having a good day." And it's like, it was a picture taken on Saturday. I find out later. I mean, at that point in time, I was just like, "Why are you shoving a picture of my son in my face? I know what my son looks like, and the picture doesn't say shit."
It was just a photo. No, nothing, no
You know,
border,
it's
no.
just like wanting to shove it in my face. And
Edgar just said that because he's looking for wife number 6. With the other live, I thought it was Stacy Wanderer. I was so confused. I mean, it's pretty similar, Mama Bear. You know, just add a mullet and you're practically there. Just add a mullet, add some water, add a mullet. You're good to go.
like, he was having a good day. Well, picture shows that he was smiling. So yeah, he was happy at that moment. I didn't understand the point of it.
Was she being questioned by law enforcement at the
One of my
time,
sons
or were
wears
they
a
just
13 wide.
because
So hard to
from
find
what
them
I
shoes.
understand about if law enforcement believes that
Hold on. Listen. Momming it up. It is too early. You've got to stay with us. Splash some water on your face. You got to stay here. Splash a little water. Drink a little caffeine. You've got it, momming it up. Come on. I'm just kidding. Good night, darling.
child is a
Get some
runaway,
rest.
it's specifically an autistic child. A lot of the times they want the mother or father,
Haven't
somebody
been
that's
able to
recognizable
wear a
to the
kid's
child,
4
their voice out there
until
asking for them.
I haven't been able to wear a size kids 4 since I was 2.5 or 4.
I find it odd that they weren't doing that, because if Sebastian was running away and you would have this mob of people looking for him, it would possibly scare him. And so was she preoccupied with something else, or was she sitting there, or was she talking to law enforcement?
There was a lot of detectives already in the house. A lot of them, well, one of them was sitting at the dining room table. There was 2 or 3 of them in his room, and there was a couple of them in the living room.
3'9".
Katie was showing that stuff to me in my face, and I was just trying to figure out why she was doing that. And that's when I was like, why is his shoes over here? If he ran away, wouldn't he have shoes on?
No, you don't. Really?
And I mean, it was just,
And what was her response to that?
she didn't respond to that at all. Neither did law enforcement.
So when you saw Katie, I'm assuming that Chris was there, correct?
No,
Okay, he hadn't made it there yet. Was Kathy there?
I want to say yes, she was.
Okay.
I mean,
Anybody else?
Are you sure? Because Mrs. Cruella Socks says she wasn't there till after 10:30. She says she wasn't there till after 10:30. But Sister Socks says she was there They've been looking for him since 6:30, which was before police arrived. Yep. She said some weird stuff. You want to talk about some weird stuff? She's said some weird stuff. Yeah, Cruella is there, filing her nails and saying, Chrissy, I want you to buy mommy jewelry. And it's only at a specific place. It was very expensive jewelry, by the way. And I believe it was allegedly in the Caribbean where he wanted her to buy it. Isn't that a little weird? I mean, is it weird for your mom to be like, honey, I know your stepson is missing right now, but could you buy mommy jewelry? Like, how fucking inappropriate is that? I think it's weird for your mother to be asking for jewelry from you anyways, to be quite honest with you. I mean, I just think it's weird. I mean, did he get down on one knee? I mean, what the fuck is he supposed? It's bizarre. I mean, can you imagine? What is your right looking beyond? That's what it, I mean, it's like, I mean, I would be like if you, I mean, if your mom asked you for like jewelry, you know, could you fly to the Caribbean and buy mother, some jewelry? Come on. That's weird. After all the things I've done for you. Ugh. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Oh, Cruella.
Else that was family of theirs or extended family?
No.
Okay.
Maybe he's still nursing. Yep. Probably. Probably. He's probably got a straw from Hendersonville to Mississippi. Probably don't need a straw to probably hers will probably stretch from. Sorry, shut up.
So what was, I know you talked about what Katie did, but was she a typical panicking mother? Was she losing her mind? I mean, what was her state of mind?
I didn't notice anything really about her state of mind. At the very beginning, I was trying to figure out what was going on in this house for my son not to be there. So,
Was she
the
screaming?
next
Was she crying? Anything like that?
do what?
Was she screaming or crying or?
No. The next thing that I remember about her, because I went into Sebastian's room
It's like
and to see what was,
Christopher.
to see what the room looked like. And
Man.
I remember going into his room. His switch was plugged in on the floor.
I hope so, Bubbly. I pray.
His bedspread in his bed was not made. And there were some clothes on the floor. And that was about it.
So you were able to walk into Sebastian's room.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, nothing about this showed any type of procedurals being done at all. I mean, it was just pretty much open. People were just walking around. They weren't.
I think so.
There was no scene to be. What's the word I'm looking for? There was. It was chaos in that house.
I think usually they have like someone standing at the bedroom or wherever the person's room is. It is, Grandma. It really is. I mean, Mommy needs some new jewelry so she can take pictures with, Shrek over here.
Cops weren't acting like anything. And Katie kept saying that he ran away. And it's like,
Not Shrek.
So
What's the donkey's name in Shrek? What's donkey's name? What's the donkey's name in Shrek? Is it just Donkey? That's what I thought. It was just Donkey. With Donkey over here. That one.
so Josh, you do a lot of work with Chris McDonough from multiple things, but from the Cold Case Foundation most famously. So they're not looking at that. You tell me this. This is more of a question. They're not looking at that as necessarily as a crime scene in that situation. But one thing that we do know is that it is a.
I would rather Bill Gates give me a shot of his unknown vaccine before I would rather be around them.
Scene. Correct?
Yeah. So basically, it sounds like what they showed up to was that they're under the assumption that he's an autistic child who has ran away. Happens a lot, and typically children are found pretty fast.
Eileen, if this was, like I said, if this was a babysitter, they would be like, what the hell? What the hell? What do you mean? You didn't see your son? So you laid on the couch and you didn't like check on your son at all during the night? I mean, most of us, if we get up in the night, I do. If I get up in the night and go get water or whatever I have to do, I check every time. Every time. Now, I'm probably more helicopter than a lot of people, but that's not even helicopter to me. Like, how can you not check on your kid, especially a child that has special needs?
That do run away, relatively fast at least.
I know.
Sometimes, week or less, but yeah, it to me, it seems like they didn't feel as though there was a crime, but I mean, it is completely odd that a child goes missing and that people are in and out of the house.
Right.
You could walk into a child's room, nobody checking on who is who. That's a
Because
that's
if
an odd
it,
thing.
I mean, without them knowing, they could speculate. Clearly, they speculated he was a runaway.
Yeah.
But without them knowing, it's also fair to speculate that it could turn into a crime scene.
Yeah, but the problem with this stuff is you got to understand this isn't like Chicago or
Right. What mom comes home from a restaurant and doesn't see her child all night? She didn't even watch TV, cuddle with him. Like, excuse me, there's nothing about, oh, he brushed his teeth. I told him to go in there and brush his teeth. He took a shower. I reminded him to take his medicine. I gave him his medicine. From 7 until 9 o'clock, there's nothing. Nothing accounted for. In fact, the entire day, there's not a time mentioned until 9 p.m. They don't mention a time at all. Now, what is interesting is in Olivia's interview. Yeah, no, the dogs, they pee on puppy pads. They don't take the dogs out. Just so everyone knows, I knew you was Bubbly Beth. No, you are. But an interesting thing about that day is in Olivia's interview, Chronicles of Olivia, that she did with the feet. KK says, we got up that morning, we had breakfast, spaghetti pancakes, Google it, y'all. And then he called the family because he likes to brag. And then we got a call from my niece. And I went to pick her up. And then she looks at Edgar. And he goes, yeah. Yeah. How do you know? Timbuktu, how do you know? You're supposed to be 3 hours and 37 minutes away. But he confirmed it. He confirmed it. And you know what else? Well, slap my wrist and call me Annabelle Honeys. How are you doing, darling? You're so sweet. I love you. How in the hell? Yeah, he confirmed it, Eileen. Justin, I do know where they picked up Nice. Now 100% sure it was off Station Camp Road. And how far is that? Love you too, darling. Yeah, yeah, Sharon. I mean, he wasn't missing. I mean, I think in my opinion, he went missing Sunday after 7 p.m. But he could have went missing early Sunday, or so sorry, Monday morning. Er, yeah, but he just like confirms it right there. If you, oh, one thing we have not learned, what was Edgar doing all weekend? Did he, I mean, what did he do in that 5s of 10s of square feet camper all weekend? You know? Did he go, walk around the camper park? Did he go wash his car? Did he What did he eat? What did he go to a restaurant? He goes to a lot of restaurants when he's gone. We don't know nothing he did. However, I do have a text message from him. Someone asked him when he was talking to KK for that long 2 hours, was he up moving around? Was he driving? Did he have it sitting somewhere? And I need to pull that up, but I believe he said it was sitting while he was talking on speakerphone. Don't hold me to that. It's not a fact. Or he didn't answer one. I can't remember because there's 2 different ones. But I'll try to pull that up. But I thought that was interesting as well. Yes, he said, we're like any other ordinary family. We work Monday through Friday, and on the weekends, we try to get stuff done. Hey, Tinks, good to see you, honey.
Or New York or something like that. A lot of these
She's
small
sleeping. You got to
county
deal with me.
sheriff's
It's disappointing,
offices
I know.
have never really, they've dealt with runaways and things like that, but when it comes to like this large of scale and this search that they went through, they're not always equipped for that stuff, and they're not experienced at it a lot of the time. I would imagine that this case was probably something that the sheriff's department has never seen, anything quite like Sebastian's case. And if you go into a bigger city, unfortunately, they are more equipped and have deal with this stuff a bit more. And not saying that but they're just they have more resources, they have more experience. But it does sound like Sumner County did eventually call in for help, but the initial stages of an investigation of a child going missing, I mean, each hour is
Crucial.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I mean, on the outside chance that it would turn into something else, I mean, we got people running in and out of the house and in and out of the bedroom. I mean, at that point, it's contaminated.
It's contaminated, no
Yeah.
question about it.
So how long does this go on, Seth? I mean, is it
Well,
2 or 3 hours of just people running around the house like crazy people, or what's going on?
me personally, I'm losing my mind. My son's missing, and I see nothing going on.
What
I
was that
don't
hindsight?
know
I don't know what
how
you mean,
long
Libby.
they've been searching. I don't know when, they were initially contacted. I saw that nothing was going on
Oh, yeah.
in the house. I left. I turned around, got in my truck, and started driving everywhere with my window down, screaming for my son. If he ran away, I don't know how long he's been gone. They didn't tell me when they thought that he had gone missing. I didn't have any type of time frame. No, nothing. I just started driving around. Like, I took a road until until 2 or 3 miles had gone down the road, and I was.
I mean, let's say Sebastian went missing at 12:30 at night. That's not exactly late for humanity, right? There's still a lot of cars on the road at midnight, right? No one saw him. Lots of people are still up at midnight and still nothing. People are constantly looking out of their home. Still nothing. And the best part about it, he has managed to do this without leaving any evidence. Says someone who also says he is very young in mind. Says someone, according to Seth, let's get our story straight. Says someone, the best part about it. Says someone, he wouldn't know what $20 would get him. Someone that doesn't like to get dirty. Someone who doesn't like the outdoors. Someone who wouldn't know where to even go. Someone who didn't take his phone, who walked past his shoes and just said, you know what? I don't need the shoes. I'm just going to walk right out here where it's pretty cool outside. And I'm just going to make it more uncomfortable for myself. Now, think about that. How insane that sounds. I'm not going to take anything. This is, if you know anyone with autism, they are generally very protective and favor certain things, very particular about certain items. I'm going to leave it all here. I'm not going to put it in a backpack. but I'm going to leave it all. I'm going to walk past my phone. I'm not going to take a bottle of water. Nothing. Just the clothes on my back. Not even the shoes on my feet. A child that likes snacks, that is, according to Edgar, quote, a bottomless pit, end quote. And I'm just going to walk out that door. I'm going to walk past my phone, walk past my shoes. I might take a broken keychain flashlight for whatever. And as soon as I put my feet on the ground, the cold February muddy ground of Tennessee, it's muddy in the winter. If you're in, anywhere that on the East Coast, North, Mid Atlantic, it's wet and it's muddy. Even if it's not raining, it's muddy. The ground's soft. And I'm going to step on the ground, feel the cold earth under my feet. And I'm going to be uncomfortable when I don't have to be. I could have worn my shoes. I could have taken a jacket. I could have taken my phone. I could have taken a backpack with my favorite things. How long do you think it's going to take for an autistic child to get somewhere and freak out when they become tired, overwhelmed, scared, or exhausted? Not very far. Hold on, what was that comment? Hey, Sebastian, I got something in the car for you. What does that mean, Star? Oh, I don't think I don't think there was lured. I don't think he was lured whatsoever. I don't think he was lured whatsoever. Mm. I don't think there was any luring going on. There would have been, there's cameras outside. Right across the street. You got to have a scent as well. And there's nothing, none of that. But, people will say, oh, well, you never know. Someone might have went out there and said, come outside and meet me. I'll give you a game. With what internet access, Mother Chicken? Number one, let's start there. Number two, if that was going to happen, it would have happened at Seth's house, I'm sure, where he had internet access and where he was at home, or when he was there, he didn't have, he was home alone. Sometimes the other side, they make it want to seem like it's more innocent. There's nothing innocent about someone harming or potentially harming a child. That's right, Blue Love. They didn't stop the construction site even. They were even bulldozing that day. Even bulldozing that day. It is, Philippe, you're right. It's the best thing that we have, at least for the public. But what I believe this case will boil down to is data. Data will be the bulk of this case that moves everything together. Of course. Of course. I mean, what 15-year-old these days doesn't have it's doesn't have a phone and doesn't have internet access? I mean, it's a necessity in today's world. It just is. It's not the same world when you and I grew up. It's kids have to have it. It's not the same world. We cannot expect our kids to grow up in the world that we grew up. That's just not the way it is. We didn't grow up like our parents. Just the way it is. They finally had a calculator, his contacts, and a flashlight on his phone, which you would think, making a point here, that you would take your phone for the flashlight rather than a keychain flashlight that didn't work. With your phone, you got a flashlight and a way to contact someone. Well, Sharon, they had Life 360 on all of their phones, Edgar says.
Turn around and road would show up. I'd make a left on it. I found out at one point in time I was at the very top, the highest point in Sumner County, because I was speaking to a gentleman that lived in a house, and it, he was like, "Who you looking for?" Because I saw him in the yard, and I was like, "Hey, have you guys seen child about 5'5", you know, sandy blonde hair, white kid, skinny, very, you know, anywhere. And they were like, "You're talking about the missing child?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Everybody in the community seemed to already know about it. I mean, they had the reaction from Sumner County.
Remember, he's autistic. He doesn't like certain textures. He doesn't like certain sounds. He's scared of someone of the back door. Someone said mods alert. Yeah, SI officer, I personally don't think that was you want to know what I think about that coworker's car? I don't believe it was it might have been a coworker's car, but I don't think it was a coworker's car. I think it was a car that was used. And I think it fits a good narrative that, oh, yeah, I was working on this car. I, might have need to, test it out later. I was driving it for my buddy, testing it out, working on it. Just my opinion. Yeah, Denise, right? Yeah, he's highly functional autistic. In fact, most people, when we heard the little bit of Sebastian, he sounded like any other 15-year-old. Yeah. Yeah. And I would love to know what vehicle he was fixing. And is that something that he does? Because I didn't know him to be a mechanic. Did you? I've never heard of him being a mechanic. I mean, a serial matrimonist, maybe. A dictator, maybe. Because he's a dick and he looks like a tater. But not a mechanic. Never came to my mind. Not once. Not even twice. Was it said in a chat room or something? If he could tell you. Yeah. Yeah.
When it came to asking people to come help other law enforcement agencies, they had a lot that they asked to come help.
Right, Jenadon?
I mean, Wilson County, Williams County. I mean, there was people.
It felt like it was all hands on deck pretty quick, right?
It was until later on when I start thinking about it.
So how did they Josh asked you if they just let you walk through the house, nobody asked you who you were, let you walk into his room. Did you have any interaction with law enforcement? And if so, how did they treat you?
Well, I was still in uniform, which which is probably why they didn't ask me who I was. And Katie probably told him who I was after I came inside. I mean, obviously, her coming up to me and shoving her phone in my face, kind of, you know, obviously she knows me. And obviously, with her statement, look, he was happy, I still don't understand why it matters if he was happy or not.
He would have to lift the skirt.
I mean, to sit there and make that point to me, like, I don't get that. He's missing. Doesn't matter if he was happy on Saturday or Friday or Sunday. The fact is he's missing. And it's
Was it normal, backing up before we move forward, was it normal for, she made a point of saying in several interviews that she took him to do all of his favorite things, all the way from breakfast through activities, through visiting family members, through his favorite.
I mean, she just woke up Martha Stewart, right? Little Katie Crocker here. Little Katie Crocker telling us to Google is spaghetti pancakes. I'm surprised she didn't share the recipe with us. Woke up, right? Put my little apron on. And we made spaghetti pancakes. And then little darling, he wanted to brag. So we called the family and bragged. And then, we said, you know what? Let's go pick up your little niecey poo. And let's go to BJ's. And then you know what? After that, Mommy Crocker is going to take you to the bowling alley. And I'm going to give you 5s of 10s of cents to go in there to the arcade. And then you know what? We'll put away our groceries. I will take your little cousin back to her mama's. And then Mommy Crocker we will go out to dinner that evening. Is that something that they do every weekend? Exactly, Ash Maggie. Yes. I don't think so. It sounds a little, it's is this something that they do every weekend? Seth said that Sebastian looked kind of bored at the bowling alley, he's 15. I can't see her in an apron. Was like she wanted to be seen in many places. Potentially. Was that the same day we heard Melissa? Yeah. Hold on, what was that comment? She bought groceries Saturday and Sunday. Go out to eat. Yeah. Yes. She was exhausted after whipping up those spaghetti pancakes. Did they eat lunch at all that day? I mean, he had a colossal popcorn. And BJ's had just opened. And she likes to take him there for the samples. She's got to love a good sample.
Place for dinner. Was that a normal situation? I mean, was it, or would they normally, maybe she'd take him to a place he liked to eat, but not just load him up on all of his favorite things? I mean,
I know I wouldn't. And for all the stuff that she was supposedly doing with him, that's a lot for him. I mean, that's a lot.
I agree.
I have a vid.
I agree. Fix the dipstick, Edgar. Trying to do this oil change. Yep, I agree.
Video and pictures of him at the bowling alley. And I've got a picture of him. He is not happy. I mean, his hands are in his pockets. His shoulders are slumped forward. I mean, he just looks like a teenager that's being drugged to Chuck E. Cheese's.
On Saturday.
On Sunday.
On Sunday. Okay. Okay.
Because they were at the bowling alley before they went to the restaurant they went to go eat along, where the Texas Roadhouse.
Did his mood, like, a lot of people, including myself, up and down? I mean, could he, have a rough hour or so and then be fine the next?
Well, I've noticed that before with me. I mean, unless he's mad at you. If he's mad at you, good luck.
Yeah.
If he's mad at you, he's a teenager.
Yeah.
His whole thing about being mad is he's going to try to stay mad at you as long as possible, and doesn't really last long at my house. But he's normally not mad at me at my house. Things are a lot laxed here.
Yeah. I mean, Edgar and KK, they, say, oh, the police are doing a fine job. I mean, I don't know about you, but after 9 months, I don't know of any parent that wouldn't be frustrated as hell. What parent would not be frustrated as a mofo? Right? I mean, hello. 9 months. People can fix my. Yeah, you're right.
A lot of people have given me grief over the fact that I let him do things here that he's not allowed to do at his mom's house. But this ain't his mom's house.
Which is absolutely.
What, you mean you let him be a normal child? You let him have that internet access? You let him play a PlayStation? Ooh. He's 15 years old. What the hell? You're not like Mennonite.
Absolutely normal for any family splitting custody of any kind. Some things fly at mom's house, some things fly at dad's house. I mean, that's completely normal, and people are overly critical
I've
of
called
that
Babs.
because, I mean, they they can be, I guess.
Well, I think, Josh, you and I talked about it on your show one night. I mean, people made a big deal about Seth allowing him to have access to a phone. And in the world we live in today, I mean, these 15-year-old kids that roll into my house have $1,500 phones, and you don't see a one of these kids without a phone. I mean, to me, it's more odd they wouldn't have a phone.
Correct.
I mean, thankfully, most kids who have internet access and phones don't go missing. Doesn't mean you're going to go missing now, does it? At all. What bothered me is that they wanted Seth to continue the punishment from their home when Sebastian was at his home. Yeah, no bueno. That would not fly. Right? Where's your belt? I ain't got it. Whack. Mr. Edgar, Mrs. KK, I asked this question on Smileys. So you whipped this was my comment. So you whipped a child for not having a belt? No, they say. We did it because he lied about not having a belt. Well, wrong, Johnny. Wrong, because where's your belt? That's a question. Answer, I ain't got it. That's an answer. I ain't got it. Whack. That is you whacking him. Now, a couple things I want to bring up. He did not lie to you if he said, I ain't got it. That's not a lie. That's not a lie. Right? And number two, where's your belt? Question mark. I ain't got it. Answer, whack. That doesn't sound like to me, in my opinion, that you took time to hit him on the outside of his clothes on his buttocks either. That sounds like something that happened really quickly. My opinion. Who hits, whips, smacks, anything a child at all for that matter, but for lying about a belt, forgetting a belt, not wearing a belt, who whips a child for that? And a child that is not yours on top of that. He has been in Sebastian's life half of Sebastian's life. And in that half of his life, Edgar says that Sebastian was much worse in the beginning. Didn't listen, was, out of hand. But the one and the only time you whip him is when he's 15 years old and that he forgets a belt or, quote, he lied to you about it. Remy's asleep. I have never heard of anybody whipping a 15-year-old. Number one, I have never heard of anyone whipping a 15-year-old that forgets his belt or lies about a belt. That is insanity. I think it should be against the law. I don't understand it. If you lay your hands on your husband or your wife because you don't like what they say or do, you go to jail. You go to jail. Why is it okay for your kid? Now, I was whipped as a kid. It did nothing for me other than scare the shit out of me. It does not make them learn at all. It does not make them learn. Whack, got him. Yeah. Whack, got him. It was one lick. It only instills fear. That's all it does, is instill fear. Now, same SL. Same. But in Tennessee, you can actually, a teacher is allowed to whip you in Tennessee. No, it's not. You're right, KJ. It's not. Good night, Babs.
Correct.
You know, he was, speaking of phones, he was so locked down on that phone that he would, when he came to my house, he would literally plug it in and leave it in the kitchen because that phone couldn't do anything. I mean, at one point in time, I remember asking Chris and Katie, listen, I know you got his phone locked down, but can you at least put it so he can use the calculator? You know, if he's doing math or he's doing something, or I need him to make a list for me. I mean, there's got to be something that you can do. And it's like, so they put it so you could use the calculator and
That's
stuff
what we
on
should
there.
do.
I mean,
That's what we
Did
should
they
do.
ever tell you what they thought the danger of him having the internet was?
they didn't want him to have access. I mean, as at one point in time, you know, it was locked down, so he couldn't play video games on there. And then Katie had complained, and Chris had complained a couple times that instead of going to sleep at night, he'd be up watching YouTube videos.
And Seth makes a very good point here. All you have to do is say, hey, it's time for bed. You may not want to get off of this internet right now. But guess what? There are rules, and you have school tomorrow. And this is the thing I don't understand. They gave him medicine. You can lock anything, Donna. Anything. All you have to do is disable it, have a password on it. It's very simple. It's they give him medicine at night. Like, wouldn't he be out after, 30 minutes? After he took that medicine, like, he's going to be resting. Babs, I think rather than emails, it should go snail mail. Because emails you don't have to really look at. Snail mail, when it's on your desk, you got to see it. When they drop them all on the desk. It's absolutely crazy.
Okay.
And it's like, well, it's simple. Put a timer on it. When it's bedtime, no more internet access. I mean,
So at some point, Seth, you quit driving around and you ended up back at the house with Katie, with Chris, with Kathy.
Chris wasn't there when I came
Chris
back.
hadn't got there yet.
Okay. So he still wasn't there yet, but you got back and clearly Katie was there, Kathy was there.
I came back, I turned around, I spoke to one of the detectives. I was like, has there been any word, anything yet? Walked in. I don't feel comfortable around my ex-wife and her family. I mean, I really don't. I mean, they're not, she's my ex. I don't feel comfortable around her. I mean, I have my reasons for not feeling comfortable around.
You remember everyone from the other side said, oh, he's not over KK. And I tell everyone, he's over KK in that way. Okay. He's definitely over KK in that way. Uh Hindsight, text me again. I've got so many texts here, I can't see which one's yours. There's like literally so many. Text me again so I can. Did you text me? I don't see it. I don't see it. Okay, I just got something. 1 second. Okay, gotcha. Please note that the sharing. Yeah, okay. Gotcha. Gotcha, hindsight. Yeah. Okay, I got it. Yeah. My monkey is asleep right now. She's sleeping. She's getting her beauty sleep. Told you, she sleeps all through the
She
night.
drugged me through the dirt and did a lot of dirty, underhanded stuff, in my opinion. And I'm not there to hang out. You know, I'd come back to speak to the detective, any word, anything. No, okay, turn around, and I would leave again to go search more. You know, I didn't have, I don't have the patience to sit. My son is missing. I'm supposed to protect him. I'm supposed to find him. He is missing. My goal is to find him.
So when you come back there and you have a little bit of interaction with law enforcement, you know, how were they treating you? How were they treating Katie? Was it about the same? Were they showing her respect for being the mom, you respect for being the dad? I mean, what did that look like?
I was a ghost on the wall, a fly maybe. I mean, come in, ask them if there was any news, get a no. And that's about all they wanted to really talk to me about on the first day. Um, they were like, you need to stay around so that we can get a hold of you. And it's like, well, you can get a hold of me. I got a phone. Call me. I am going to go look for my son. Well, make sure that you don't get out and go traipsing through the woods, because the last thing we want to do is you go missing and now we're looking for both your son and you because something happened to you while you're out there. And I'm like, well, of course not. I'm staying in my vehicle, my windows down. I'm not going to be walking through the woods or anything. That's y'all's job. Y'all are going to be going through the woods. You're all going to be taking the dogs, and you guys got the drones out. And
Hindsight, I put the description just now of what Nick sent about people replaying it in the description. So there's that.
Stuff like that. You know, I'm just looking for him, screaming his name, you know, driving around, looking everywhere, looking to see if he's underneath bridges, if he's in a culvert, you know, wherever I see. I don't know this area, so I'm looking everywhere.
So you get back at some point, and when you get back, you go out, you search a little bit, you're screaming for your son again. It's almost become like a routine. You go out for a little while, you search, you come back, check in. At some point, you got back there, and Chris was there, correct?
Chris was there, and about this, Chris was there, and now the detectives wanted to talk to me, and they're like, "Hey, what direction do you go when you go home?"
Who's TRH? I'm really bad with abbreviations. I'm sorry. Staff at TRH all said was only KP there that Sunday. Both were in good spirits. Oh, gotcha. I don't know. That's interesting.
And I was like, "Well, I have either take 20, 24. And if I take 24, I take Log Hollow Pike down to, what is it? It's I told him I take it all the way down to 41, make a left, take it over, make a right at the Sonic, and then I take that road all the way to 24, so I bypass 65 and all the traffic." And they were like, "Okay." I said, if I take 41, I take Long Hollow all the way down to 41 instead of making a left, I'll make a right, and I take it all the way up, and it will take me on the other side of exit 1. It's a long way, but
I
when
agree,
there's
Lisa.
a backup on 24, it's not that much longer. It's an extra 10 minutes. And then it was like there's times that me and Sebastian will drive through the country. We'll make a left off of 41, and we'll just
Exactly,
take the
Miss
back
Chris.
roads to
Oh,
get home.
well, you know why he hid his money. You know why he hid his money. Don't you remember the story of if someone like gave him money, they would like anytime he allegedly got home, they would like try to check pockets and all that? That it was stolen, allegedly. I'm telling you guys, in my opinion, yes, they did. They searched him when he got home from his father's. In my opinion, he lived in a boot camp. Really sad. Really sad. Guys, it is 3:02. We're going to finish this tomorrow. We will dominate the world again tomorrow. Is that good? I don't got lipstick on or nothing right now. You're welcome. I love you all. What a great second show. We have to get our beauty sleep because Sebastian's army, we will try again tomorrow. These are real, girlfriend. These are real. I would have pulled those bitches off a long time ago. You know me, when I get hot, I'm like, can't take it. Can't take it. Pearl, I'm going to speak for Pearl, Miss Remy Pearl, that she would like to say goodnight. She is sleeping right now. I'm going to have to take her downstairs and put her to bed. So, I hope you all have a fantastic night. Be good, everyone. I adore you too. I adore every single one of my beautiful, beautiful pearls. Oh, God, she's waking up. She heard me. She heard me say your name. Here, look, mommy. Look, look. Say night, night. Say night, night, pearly pearl. She loves her snugglies. Watch her. She just put it onto her face. Thank you, Janine. Oh, it's so warm. Using it, mommy, babies. She is a lover. She's a lover, not a fighter. Sometimes she's a fighter. She's actually been such a darling. Teach her to blow kisses. She's got 4 fingers. It would be like this. No thumb. She's sweet. Here's a good babies. He's my snuggle bug. All right, everyone. Say goodnight. There you are. There you are. We'll be live on her channel tomorrow. So you're going to be ready for that. Right? You're still sleepy. I see it. I see it in those eyes. Oh, you're looking for your bottle? I know what you're looking for. You're looking for that bottle. The hand gets me. She's only got 4 fingers on each hand, and she's got 5 toes. She's got a big toe on this foot. Oh, watch her. She's yawning. Yawn. Yawn. She was yawning. She sticks out her tongue when she yawns. It's so cute. The mouth with monkeys, your mouth gestures and your head gestures are very important to them. So whenever they want to play, they do this. That's what they do. And you do it back. They give a quick blink and they go like this. Teach her a mini right turn clad, but make it right turn pearl. That's cute. Yes, she has a binky. We got her a binky today, but it's too big. I need to find a smaller one. And it was for preemies, but I still need a smaller one. Don't we, Mom? Yes, thank you for breaking my lip. Thank you. What's very funny now is like if like I was eating something, holding her, and she just pulls it right out of your mouth. You're like, she pulls it right out. Monkeys don't know manners. Just an FYI. They don't know manners. You're putting something in your mouth and it's like not around a monkey. Not around a monkey. I need to file her nails. They're so sharp. But they're not long or anything. They're just sharp. And I'm nervous to do that because like I don't want to like scar her or anything. I don't know. We'll get to it. They're just really sharp. So we need it. All right, we're off to bed, aren't we? Say night, pearls. Say night. You gotta say night. All right, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna file them down softly. I mean, it'll be like nothing to file them down, but if I do it while she's, I don't think I can do it while she's asleep. I really don't think they have a nail grinder for dogs. No. Yeah, it's just like the tip. It's just like the tip that just needs. It just needs. You don't. I don't think you clip them. You just file them. You ready? They have ones for baby nails. It's nice. Yes, her yawns are so cute. Yeah. All right, guys. Love you all. Good night, everyone. God bless. Yes, Sonia. All right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay. Thank you. Good night.